We've only been here for 8 years. Prior to that we lived in town, and we were sort of fortunate enough to, we had a sheep business in the 𝙭𝙤𝙯, and through that we were able to pay our house off in town, and then have a good enough relationship with the banks that they were prepared to lend us the money to buy this farm. Yeah, so there's there's 135 acres here and another 100 acres 4 k's up the road that we farm here. Yeah, and we run, well, a carryover of that 𝙭𝙤𝙯 business was that we had shedding sheep in the 𝙭𝙤𝙯s because that was just the most practical style of animal to have in there. And then we brought the best of them home, and have been running them here for 8 years sort of since. Yeah, so right from the get-go with the sheep in the trees is that I quickly realised that we couldn't farm wool in the trees. It was just too messy and there was too much risk involved. So we went to a shedding sheep, and as everyone knows, it sort of had a bit of a crack at it. Most of the shedding breeds in Australia are sort of based off African breeds, which are great in the arid zones, but really struggle in the wetter conditions. And as a lot of the 𝙭𝙯𝙯 blocks we had were down at Simpson and down at 𝙤𝙤𝙯𝙗 and that sort of stuff, you know, the worm and well, rain and feet challenge was very, very high. So we sort of got most of our shedding genetics from a wilty pole, and have sort of introduced that through a sort of a 𝙬𝙤𝙡 or a maternal composite style animal, and then just continually selected sort of from there to get the best. Once we purchased the property here, we brought the best of them home and started performance recording them, and have been doing that ever since. We built new yards here. We've used cypress that was cut off this farm and milled just sort of 6 to 7 k's down the road. And yeah, once we had new yards, we sort of, also we've developed a ram sale as part of our sort of the seed stock sort of business, and we needed a bit more space. So I don't know, I've always appreciated working undercover. Certainly the livestock appreciate it, and the dogs appreciate it, and it just makes it better for everybody. It doesn't matter whether it's hot or cold or wet or whatever, under a roof is always better. So yeah, we invested in a roof. So once I was interested in putting up a shed, I talked to the fellow who ended up putting the shed up for us, and I've known him for quite a long time, Jack MacArthur, and he said to sort of get a quote from you guys, but also get a few other quotes around, and that you guys sort of essentially, in his mind, had the best sheds and that were out there. So I put those, yeah, got a few quotes, and yeah, action were well out in front. So Jason, he came when he said he was going to come, and he measured things up. I had a bit of a complication in that the yard design I had, the loading ramp had to sort of come out one corner of the shed, so one of the posts had to be moved in, and that was just not a problem at all. We measured up how high we needed the roof to be, and everything was factored in, and it all came together just perfectly. Yeah, look, the timing of it all was great. So for me, I wanted to have it ready for my ram sale, which is in late November. The shed itself was all the bits and pieces, I think, was all here by August, I reckon, and then Jack had it all up sort of by mid-October, and all completed, so it was great. I fully recommend the quality and the service. Look, it's been great right from the get-go, and yeah, even the follow-up stuff, just double-checking on everything, making sure everything was completed to my standards. Yeah, it was awesome.